whiskey one. Shit's hit the fan, we're overrun. Sending boys in the trucks with the 50 cals. Tell every swinging dick bring extra rounds. Hang in now, boys, we're on our way. Don't send them out of heaven before we get a taste. Whoa, cry havoc, let's slit the doors and run. What you gonna do?
And happy Sunday to you folks. Welcome to another episode of the Double S Podcast. It's me, Gene. All right, check it before we get going too much further. If we're not responding to you, it's because this show's not live. We recorded this show, all right? It's not that I'm ignoring you. Each and every last one of you beautiful little souls out there that continue to watch and stay loyal to us, we love you. Leave a comment still. Throw it in there because when we get back and when we're available, we always go back and watch the film, check the questions there. So if there's anything you have questions for myself or our guest here tonight, please make sure to throw those in there. We appreciate you. We love you. And thank you so much for tuning in here again. If you're catching this at a later time, or if you happen to catching it while it's broadcasting here. So just to make sure you realize we're not live right now. Inevitably, I can write it 72 times and somebody will always ask, hey, are you live? So I always like to throw it out there right before we get going. Hey, man, tonight's going to be an awesome episode here. We have an opportunity to catch up with a gentleman here that is a major key player at the Heroes Media Group network. He has and runs, he's the founder of the MisFitNation. We recently had an opportunity to go on their show with the Tuesday crew and sit down. What an awesome deal. That was a ton of fun. To be over there, to meet those guys, meet that crew, and have a chance to share the mission of the True Patriot Outfitters and such. So we have the man himself, Mr. Rich LaMonica, is going to be joining us here tonight. We're going to get to know this dude, dig inside all the stuff. This is a busy fella, man, so that's why we're recording this, is to make sure it matches with our schedules, just because Sunday evenings can be a little tricky for those that are in the busy side. Before we get going too much further, let's pay the bills. What do you say? Every episode of the Double S Podcast brought to you by the Romans Warrior Foundation. Go check them out at the romanswarriorfoundation.org. Hashtag helping is healing. From the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance to the Label 22 work that they do, to, of course, our little division, which is the Field Ops division with the outdoor recreation, all types of alternative methods of healing that we bring across to communities from East Coast to West Coast. Probably none bigger than the Global War on Terror's Wall of Remembrance, that piece of the Romans Warrior Foundation, the only mobile monument in the entire United States that is dedicated to the entire GWAT era from 83 forward. Still the only one out there. I know there's some others that are in the works, which is fantastic. We need more recognition brought to this time and period for my generation. That's pretty much, dude, that's our Vietnam era right there, is the GWAT era. For those of us that are out there that were born at the tail end of Nam and all that work there. People don't realize a lot of times just exactly how long that is. But if you're looking to make an event in your local community go to the next level, truly bringing some healing into your community there, get a hold of the Romans Warrior Foundation. Let's get the wall in there. Also, of course, every episode brought to you by our little baby out there, the True Patriot Outfitters. Kayak fishing, camping experiences, focusing on returning mission and purpose to our brothers and sisters out there. We use the outdoors and all of its power to help bring that together, man. Bonding, camaraderie. This is the deal. This is what we focus on. From local events all the way to regional to more Midwest USA. We do it all. 26 is gearing up to be something really special. Can't wait to make more announcements with that. Of course, the Heroes Media Group, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing without them. Adam Bird, the gentleman that we have coming in next on the show here. All the great, fantastic podcasts that are on the Heroes Media Group out there. Go check them out. There's something for everybody there. All types of resources, from entertainment to actual really boots on the ground resources from these shows out there. The sister organization, HMG Beverage. Go get you some Kickstart coffee, and you can thank me later. All right, the bills are paid. We're done. Take a breath. And we're just going to go ahead and jump right into this, man. Normally we do a little, current events, this and that. Meh. Whatever. Current events are what they are, right? Probably the biggest thing for us in our little world, the True Patriot Outfitters, is stepping away from social media, dude. We're stepping back from it. You'll still see me doing some posting here and there, but the TPO, as a nonprofit organization, we did some careful evaluation of this thing. Social media did us absolutely that much benefit, really, at the end of the day. It just didn't. All of our gains, everything that we've done to help bring services to our brothers and sisters, in the community there, has always come from someplace else. So just to say we're there and to throw a picture up, it was just way too much time and energy going into it. We're not saying that we won't eventually have more of a, come back. A presence there, but only when we have somebody else that's willing to work on it. Because I'll tell you what, this old dude, I'm not. It's such a time suck. It just wasn't worth the effort at the end of the day. We have a lot of other areas that we need to spend our time and energy in. So other than that, for us, current events, it's holiday season, dude. Right? Told you guys this a couple weeks ago. We threw Hans Gruber off the Nakatomi Plaza, so that means it's Christmas time. So we're ready to get going. Let's go ahead and bring him in, our guest here. No, it's not Hans Gruber. His name is Rich LaMonica. Let's go ahead and get the man in here. How are you, Rich? How you doing, man?
Doing great, brother. How are you?
I'm peachy, dude. We were just talking, I could do without the cold.
Heck yeah.
Right? It's
That's
cold.
one thing we both can do without.
Right? It's cold in Colorado, but also where you're at in Tennessee there is cold too.
Oh, yeah. We're getting some sleet right now, calling for snow, which will shut us down probably for a week if it does snow and stick. So it'll be wonderful.
That is one thing. Yeah, you're neck of the woods. I was just talking to a good buddy of mine that is kind of like my direct contact, my supervisor at Heroes on the Water. He's down in Beaumont, Texas, down there, and like they got 40 degrees and rain, and you might as well just figure it was like whiteout conditions to them. They're freaking out, like, "Oh my God, what is this?
What's going on, man?"
So yeah, I mean, it's not as quite, because don't you guys normally get a little bit of cold weather each year, or?
We usually don't get really cold until about January. This year we've already had some flurries in November, and now tonight into tomorrow will be sleet and snow. So it just depends. Most years it's not until January. This year it's starting early, so my Jeep will get some good workouts.
Right. It's not unheard of that we get like a Halloween blast and then it goes away. Last year it was Veterans Day because we had a big event planned and we got blizzard conditions that hit us on Veterans Day last year. And then a week later it's back to 55 and sunny. Type deal. But yeah, normally the snow doesn't start to roll till that January, February range. But, and it's not so much the snow or the cold, it's the ice, right? I mean, that's the thing that kills it.
Yes. It makes it unbearable.
You guys still throw salt on the ground out there, do you know, or is it just sand only?
It's a brine. They use I'm not even sure what's in the brine, but it sprays all over my Jeep. I know that.
It's that mag chloride.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we do some of that up here, but we've got a lot of the California influence, so it's mainly sand, that gets chucked around out here. So yeah.
When I lived in Kansas, they used to put like beet juice or something down.
Like vinegar or some shit.
Yeah. Wow,
It smells horrible out here, but the pavement's dry. So
this red streak on my car.
Right. Well, awesome stuff, dude. Appreciate you taking the time here to sit down with us here and chop this up here. Just wanted to kind of introduce folks to you and to the MisFit Nation out there. Give them an opportunity to check out the stuff that you guys are putting out. But let's learn about you. You are a United States Army vet. Now, did you retire from the Army?
I did. I did 22 years. Started in '93 and retired in 2015 June.
Oh wow. So you were right in the heart of it too at the tail end there. Ever now? Did you also have combat deployment?
have 4 combat deployments.
Oh my gracious. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you, man.
No problem.
Yeah. That's so what'd you do in the Army?
My written title was Chemical Operations Specialist, so dealt with weapons mass destruction, training soldiers how to work and survive through chemical weapons. But what I actually did was everything other than that.
Other duties as assigned.
Exactly. Jack of all trades. That's mostly everyone in our MOS is a jack of all trades. So it goes with the flow.
Oh wow, man. Yeah, that's some next level stuff there. That's the spooky work, dude. I don't envy that whatsoever. Now, so 22 years, is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah, 22 years U.S. Army. Were you doing like podcast communication stuff while you were in the Army also? Was that something you were interested in doing, like what you got going now, or is this something that just kind of spun up after the fact?
This spun up about 5 years after the fact. This happened during COVID, 2020. So I had just finished my master's with Georgetown University. So I had about 8 hours a week that wasn't allotted to anything. And I figured if Joe Rogan can do it, why can't I? He's a comedian. I didn't think about all the stuff that goes beyond the scenes, but yeah, here I am. It's almost 100 episodes later.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of folks. I've heard several people like, yeah, I'm thinking of doing a podcast. Really? Where are you now? Yep. And it's once they get a chance to, I usually let people just kind of dip in. The only thing I offer up is, if you're serious about it, it's going to be a lot more than what you're thinking right now. So just be prepared for that. If you're not too serious about it, just do video blogging. Yep. That might be a little bit better for you, at the end of the day.
I feel a little better too.
Yeah, exactly. We had to look at that. We're about 5.5, almost 6 years into this ourselves. Now this is our, we just changed name basically of our show. This is like our third name change that we've had, just different titles to the show over the course of that 6 years. But yeah, man, it is a haul. It takes quite a bit because that consistency is key, right?
Yes.
You got to keep that flowing. Now, the MisFit Nation, how long has that been alive? 4 years now, is that right?
This is the end of our 5th season. So January we'll start season 6.
Oh, good stuff. And that's the Tuesday Crew. We've got that going there. And now, is there another show in there as well?
We're trying to work up one with one of my buddies here in town. He's going to do a 15-minute motivational, basically him just talking, no interview, just him talking as a podcast for 15 minutes, probably once or twice a month to start, and then move on from there.
Now, and you primarily produce everything from behind the scenes. You have hosts and so forth that actually take the mic for you. Talk to me about how you came up with that whole concept there, because you absolutely have a voice for radio. There's no doubt about it.
And a face too for radio.
I was going to say, I get told I have a face for radio.
Well, for me, I did all audio in the beginning with a MisFit Nation, and it was just me in my Jeep most times in the early days, recording in the Jeep. Jeeps are pretty loud. So I'd sit in there and I'd record people. It was on Anchor at the time, all audio. And then one guy, Nate Palmer, he said, "Hey, brother, we're having a hard time connecting. Why don't we just do Zoom?" And we did Zoom. He said, "Brother, you were good at this. Go video." So I started doing the video, and I did Zoom for a while, but then I realized it started looking like those old kung fu movies where my mouth would move, but then it was like, "Oh, move to the cafeteria." And I was like, what just happened? So I switched to StreamYard, and it's much better now. And we're doing much better things as we do that. And from there, I was going on, and my brother and Jake, Cagney and Lacey, as you met them on the Tuesday Crew, they were in the chat, and they would always talk a bunch of crap in there, try to make me laugh. And I said, "You know what, boys? I was actually in Fort Polk, Louisiana for work. I said, hey, boys, can you cover this show tonight for me? I'm not going to make it to the studio." So they got on, they did their first show. So you know what, guys? You got your own show now. And then we came up with the name The Tuesday Crew, because it's a pretty catchy name, and it's on Tuesdays. And I named them Cagney and Lacey because they wanted a cool name. I was like, how about Cagney and Lacey?
Kind of dated yourself with that one, but yeah, for sure.
Like, how about Starsky and Hutch? No, you two are definitely not Starsky and Hutch. But then on that one, I just sit like when you were on, I was just behind the camera, behind everything, saying, "Hey, you guys got this." I give all the trust in the world to them guys, and they've been doing it for about a year and a half now, almost 2 years. I just sit back, relax, and watch them and laugh. I laugh when you were on there. I was laughing almost the whole show with all three of you just talking. I was laughing the whole time.
Yeah, that was a blast, man. Those guys, they really made, as a guest, made you feel at home. And yeah, loved the opportunity. Anytime we get a chance to share, the TPO mission, that was super cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's a cool concept. I actually had an opportunity for a short period of time to work with a producer. I got picked up by a network a while back, and they had a producer that was kind of behind the scenes that helped all of us on the network with some graphics and different things like that. And so I had an opportunity to work kind of side by side with him on a few things, and it started, spinning up inside my head that, man, I bet you there's a lot of guys that could use the help like that.
Yeah.
And so I've spoken to several people that I know that are, interested in doing a podcast and putting it together. And I've made the offer that, hey, if you need it, we would be willing to produce this for you, meaning you're the face, you're the talking head, you know what I mean? And we'll just take care of all the stuff, behind the scenes on it, and keep throwing the questions up there in front of you. That way it allows your host to be free. So I love the format that you guys have there.
Yeah, their side, when they're on, it's so much easier than when I'm doing it myself. I have to do all that myself and talk to you. So I'm trying to look at two screens, look at you, look around. With them, it's just, hey, I could just sit back, have one earbud in, watch all the chats everywhere. So I got this. This is easy.
Yeah, having those that can, like a control center up like that's a big help. Being able to, and StreamYard keeps adding, more and more features. It seems like that they keep opening up. So some are cool, some are just adding extra work, is what it feels like.
It seemed like that yesterday something popped up with like the AI background. Put in what you want it to be. So I started playing with that, and nothing came up like what my mind was thinking it would look like.
Right.
So this is going to stay right where it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I prefer the static. I got blinking freaking snowflakes behind me. That's about as fancy as I'm getting these days. And I said it last night live on the show. One of them keeps making a funny sound. So if you see smoke behind me, just wave at me and tell me to do something. Yes. Fire.
Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, roll.
Exactly, man. Exactly. That's awesome stuff. So what was the mission that you had with the MisFit Nation? What was the need, or was it purely entertainment, or what were you aiming for with the podcast when you first come up with it?
Great question. When I first started, it was much like what True Patriot Outfitters does. It gets people out of their own way, the PTSD demon.
Yeah.
My goal was to stop the 22 and get as many veterans on my show to tell their story, get that pressure off their chest so they can breathe a little easier and stay with us. And that was my goal. And after about the first dozen episodes, these dudes reached back and said, "This is great, brother, but we need other help. We need other help with other mental health tools, other ways to do things minus drugs, how to get to Hollywood, how to start businesses, how to write books." So I was like, challenge accepted. Let me reach out and get these people. And it snowballed from there. Getting all these experts to come in. I mean, there's tons of different mental health approaches, tons of holistic. Yep. And there's people out there doing like MDMA and stuff like that. So that's a different drug, a natural drug, I guess. And there's all kinds of things out there now. And I let them all come on the show and share what they're doing, because there might be one dude or dudette out there that'll help. And at the end of the day, if me and you talking today helps one person, that's awesome. When you were on the Tuesday crew, if you helped one person, amazing.
Yes,
reach one, teach one.
Dude, I love that. Brian Romans, when I first started getting into the nonprofit game, Brian Romans was and still is to this date a mentor of mine in the nonprofit world. And he explained to me, brother, if we got to do it one at a time, then we'll do it one at a time. Yep. Obviously, we're aiming for more than that. But at the end of the day, if that's what, the way God sees fit for us right now, then that's what we'll do. We'll do one person at a time through there. And I'll tell you, we talk about a freeing experience too, Rich. When you get to that, all of a sudden the likes and follows, hey man, we appreciate him, we love you for it. But at the end of the day, it's not the motivator. You know what I mean? It's if my reach today is one person and they have a good time, they laugh at the stuff, or they find something that we said or showed them to be useful in some way, done and done. That episode was a success at that point.
Exactly. And it's people always ask how much money you make podcasting. You don't. You don't make money podcasting unless you're Joe Rogan. I have
Right?
to always throw it in Joe Rogan or Sean Ryan. You make money if you're those guys. For us, it's exactly what you just said. Our money comes from that person either reaching back to us or someone in their circle reaching back to us and saying, "Hey, you helped our brother or sister out, and they're with us today because of you."
Yeah. Yeah, man. At the True Patriot Outfitters, I explain people that, yeah, I've got science behind the recreational therapy stuff. I try not to use the T word a whole lot, just because it spooks some people here and there. But the bottom line is, we've got the medical data out there that says and shows it works. But I'll tell you, when you get the responses from people, we've had responses that go from, hey man, that was fun,
Yep.
all the way to the other side of, brother, you may have just saved my life. I don't need a lab coat then.
Right.
That's the information. That's what we need right there, right? I
You
mean,
just gave you your stethoscope right there.
yeah, exactly. It's like done. All right. And it's the motivator, right? It kicks you in. So you guys bring on, like you said, just a wide range of individuals that come through. What are some over the course of this 5 seasons, 6 seasons? What are some big ones that stick out to you that you remember? Because everybody always has kind of one of those interviews that really sticks with you. Any that stick out over the time?
One Nate Palmer, which I talked about earlier, who got me into video. So I always give him homage for that. General Stanley McChrystal was one of my favorite
Oh my
episodes.
gosh.
He came on and I was talking just like I'm talking with you, and by the end he was basically asking me questions, and I was being interviewed by him at the end. But it was an amazing experience because I had General McChrystal on the show.
No
And
kidding.
I have General McChrystal on the show. I had a musician who lives on a boat in the Caribbean, and he sails from basically the Florida side all the way to the Panama side. He sails across there, and he just makes music. He never comes on land anymore because he knows if he goes on land, he's not going to be sober anymore. So he stays on his boat and keeps away all those distractions and makes the music. Great dude. He gave me two riffs to put on my show for my thank you lick, my opening songs. They usually hit a dun 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 dun. That's him just strumming. He sent that to me. A great dude. Terry Ann Brown, great author. She's been on 4 times for 4 book releases, and I love having her on because her stories are so genuine.
So cool.
Last one was amazing. It was like talking to my sister on here because she's been on so many times, and we just talk like we're best friends, and it's a great chat.
It is cool, man. The relationships you make doing this kind of stuff. Adam Bird has turned into that for me personally. Is a guy that I rely on. Just I bounce things off of him, right? It's like, hey man, are you not in a tree stand? Are you back home yet? Because I got a couple things I want to bounce off you real fast. Just his input and his insight. Adam and I have never met face to face. We were referred over to each other through mutual connections, and we put this whole thing together. And yeah, you make some amazing relationships along the way.
Adam's a great dude, great friend. Me and him went to the Army Navy game last year together. We called it from the press box. It was an amazing experience to be in the press box and do the Army Navy game with him, and just absorb the game from that angle, not from I'm the drunken fan in the stand up, but from hey, I'm just right behind the glass, and right in front of me is the whole sea of cadets.
So cool.
Me and him were in the front row of the press box as Heroes Media Group. I said, wow, we're in the front row. There's big people in here. We're in the front row. This is awesome. And it was just a great experience just to hang out with him for that day and just absorb that experience. And all that, like you said, you can call him anytime, and he may not answer right away because he's in that tree stand or he's traveling, and who God knows where.
Exactly.
He'll get back to you. He will get back to you. He'll never leave you hanging.
Yep. Yeah, man. And just talk about support. We've got some ideas of that we've been bouncing and flooding around inside our head a little bit about what we want to do with this show, and we're actually thinking we might toned down for the first time in 5.5 years for us. We might actually go just to twice a month, just because our busy season will be coming. And so if we get in that routine, we're thinking maybe less is more. He's just been always so supportive of, dude, you got to do, what's there, and we got your back, whatever it takes. So yeah, that's it's awesome that the Heroes Media Group gives platforms for all of us
Right.
to share between guests and just continue to push that out there. So now, from the beginning, have you guys always been on this platform here with the Misfit Nation? Has it started? Did you start there, or did you start more solo?
I was solo for, I think, the first almost 2 years. And then I was with another platform. I think it was called Electrolux out of California.
Mm-hmm.
I was with them. And then that's when I started hearing about Adam Berg when I was with them. So I cut my contract with them and I jumped right to him since he was Heroes Media Group. And he catered to veterans and things like that. So I said, let me stay with him and stay with the Brotherhood. And I have no regrets jumping over and hanging out with him. And my circle is now so big. It's amazing how my network has grown because of him.
That's so cool. So cool. Folks, as a reminder, this is not live. So if you're asking questions to us, we're not ignoring you. Promise.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
Yeah, it depends. It depends. No, this is a pre-recorded episode here. You're going to be watching this on a Sunday night. Chances are it's December 14th is what I'm betting. That's when we're looking to air this. I can tell you exactly if I just look at the calendar. Yeah, December 14th. That's when it's going. And we recorded this earlier. So that's why, just as that friendly reminder, we're talking with Rich LaMonica here, the Misfit Nation, one of the other amazing shows here on the Heroes Media Group. The Tuesday Crew. That was a great story basically on how those guys, that's the one we were on there. Now, you mentioned about the possibility of trying to come up with a short form show that you're thinking about. What's the motivator behind that? That's kind of that might be easier for some folks to digest and take in.
And most people have a very short attention span. So
like a moth.
Yeah, 15 minutes is awesome. Like for the average podcast, most people listen to about 34 minutes just based on analytics. But if you have a 15-minute one, they're going to listen to the whole thing. And my buddy Chris, he does these motivational things every day. He does it like about a 1 minute, 2 minute speech. We're going to turn that into about a 15-minute episode, maybe once or twice a month. And just him motivating people and giving that mindset journey for 15 minutes and then just cutting it. You can send questions to him. I'll send them to him and he'll get them back to you just to get him, keep his voice out there. It'll be his show, his platform. I'll just produce it. So
cool, man. So cool. I love that. And that's going to be basically episodes airing on a specific day each week. Is that the idea?
That's our goal. It's up to him what day, but our goal is he's going to pick a day and we'll do it that way.
Very nice. And as the recorded platform too, it offers a lot of freedom there because these things can handle multiple shows. Shoot, Sunday nights, man, it's a busy night on the Heroes Media Group, right? There's a lot of us that go off on Sunday nights,
At the same exact time.
Right? We've seen that. Yeah, a couple times there. We thought about maneuvering around a couple of those, but I also know we wouldn't be able to do a live show on some of those other nights if we did that for sure. But, well, cool stuff, man. So the 2026, what does that look like for you guys there? Is it a lot of rinse and repeat? You got anything big on deck at the podcast over there?
Right now we're trying to make it like when you're on their show, you'll see on my name, it'll say the Misfit Nation, not just a show, a movement. And we're starting to branch off into mindset, into gratitude. I know you've seen my gratitude videos all over Facebook and everything. I did a whole month of gratitude videos where I only had to actually do one. I didn't want to do any. I wanted everyone else to show what they're grateful for, and just keep me out of the spotlight. I don't want to be in that spotlight. I did one on Thanksgiving Day, and it was a good one. I'm not going to say mine was bad. It was good, of course.
Right.
All 30 of them were amazing. Everyone else that jumped in and did one, it was amazing. I just graduated cohort 7 of the Spartan Leadership Program with Travis Mannion Foundation, and while we're at the graduation in Houston, I was just going up to people and say, "What are you grateful for?" And I'd film them. It'd be on the spot in front of a Christmas tree in the hallway of a hotel. And they do it. And so you get them in a shock and awe, and they just say what they're grateful for this year, just this year, not life, just this year. What are you grateful for this year? Close that caption. And it's just amazing to see the heartfelt thoughts on that and get that out there. So we're going to start pushing towards more more things like that, and maybe do some more speaking engagements this year. And get all three of us out there, not just me, my face, Jake and Steven as well. Cagney and Lacey, as they're better known.
Right. So cool. Isn't it the birds of a feather, dude? Because I swear, as on my kid's name, one of the things that we've been talking about, my wife and I, behind the scenes here, is actually looking into more, is getting further and somewhat back into public speaking engagements and actually getting out there. I have a various background myself, and actually one of the things that we've been considering looking at is, on the life coach side of things, from different little areas. So very cool, man. And that's, I think, like mindsets, just whether they realize it or not, kind of gravitate to, they're pulled to similar areas, right?
Yeah, definitely. And it just happens. And like we were talking about Heroes Media Group, there's so many of us in there that have that same mindset. We have a different approach to it.
Yeah,
we have that same mindset. We're all trying to do the same things. Imagine if we all worked together in one building, it'd be a house fire, but it'd be great.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I can see it coming. Adam, I know you're watching this at some point in time here, whether you're driving or if you're listening to this, dude. A big HMG, conference. I can see it. Let's get all the shows in one location there for a weekend. Let's get her done. That could be
MTV's Real World with HMG style.
Right? Heck yeah. Yeah. Don't worry. I'm not, I'll actually put on normal pants, not sweatpants for that event.
Wait, you have to wear pants?
I'm not making a commitment to anything, but I think Adam is all, I see pictures of him. He's always dressed up. So
I always see him from the waist up though. You never see
that's true. That's true. Good stuff. How long have you been in the Nashville area, my man?
I moved back here in 2010. I was in Korea before that, and PCS here in 2010. I stayed here till 13, then PCS to Maryland. My wife and daughter stayed here. Because my daughter, kids, they remember certain things in life. Right. I told her when she was, I think, in 4th grade, I said, you're going to go to a lot of elementary schools, middle schools, but high school, I'll promise you, you're only going to go to one. So in 2013, I came up on orders to go to Maryland, and she pulled it out of her back pocket. Dad, you said I want to go to one high school. I said, you little son of man. So I went to Maryland as a geo bachelor, and I did my last tour there, put in my retirement paperwork, and then they PCS'd me back here for 2 days to retire here with them here. So basically since 2010, my family's been here. I lost 2 years by going up there.
Right. Isn't it funny? They can't remember to clean the room or remember anything you asked them to go get real quick. But boy, when it comes to something
that favors them, it's on. I got this written down in my pain book. All right.
My pain book. Yeah. I've got 2 adult kids now, but I do remember those teenage years there, and that is a great deal. I too wanted to make sure that my kids were in one high school, so they didn't have to get uprooted like I did as a kid my whole life, and it's worth it, dude. They remember that stuff when they're adults, and it pays off eventually.
Definitely does.
I love a pain book. I need a pain book. I got this little notebook here. This might become my pain book, I think.
It could be your ink of pain.
Exactly. Yeah, man. So that, the whole premises on the podcast side of things is trying to get resources out there. We have a lot of different shows on the Heroes Media Group. MisFit Nation, you guys are on Tuesday nights right now. That's the main show. Is that correct? Tuesday nights?
No, we're on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays.
Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays.
So Sunday and Thursday, you get My Lovely Face, and then Tuesday you get Cagney and Lacey.
Gotcha. See, I knew there were other shows there other than that. So Sunday nights, we got the MisFit. That's right. You're on like an hour before the Double S.
We're at 7 p.m. Central Time, so on all 3 nights.
7, so that's 8. Yeah. So it's 1 hour before. So 7 p.m. Central on Sunday nights.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Yeah, you're staying busy, bro. That's 3 shows a week.
Yeah.
You need a pain book. My goodness. Yeah, that's pretty hot and heavy there. That's a lot. I've been struggling with one show myself to stay with that.
And this we'll take our Christmas break starting right after this show comes out, December 14th. So from that week until January, I think 4th, we're off. So
Oh,
they
very
get to
cool.
rest, relax, and recuperate, and then come right back at it.
We'll have this show that'll be airing as a recording, and then I think we'll have one live show after that, and then we'll take probably 2 weeks off there ourselves, going through and just spending a little bit of family time there. But you always try. Isn't that a balance though too? You want to try to be there, especially during this time of year. You want to be there for folks, but in the same, you do have to make sure that's the lifeguard theory. You can't help anybody, man, if you yourself are drowning, right?
Well, you got to put that mask on first.
Exactly. Exactly. Take the mask off to put the mask on.
Yeah, that too.
I love that explanation. That's a good one.
Please take your useless mask off and put this one on.
This one will appear useless, but it's not.
Your bag will not inflate, but pretty sure oxygen will be flowing.
If you feel a weird suffocation feeling, the mask is working. Don't worry.
Just have another problem.
Yeah, I always kind of question some of that stuff there, but I don't ever, I don't. Let's hope I never have to experience that.
I never have to be the first one to put the mask on.
Right. They lied.
I should put it on second.
Exactly. Does that smell like? What's that smell like to you?
What they do in this thing?
So 3 nights a week, Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, the Misfit Nation, folks. Definitely make sure that you go and check out the shows. Are there different themes for each one of these shows, or is it basically just different guests that you have coming on each week?
It's different guests every night. So, of course, you met the Cagney and Lacey on the Tuesday crew.
Yep.
You have two dudes talking to you, and the other one's just me. We kind of keep that same mindset. Jake asked you, what's 3 things you have to do to have a successful day. On my show, I ask, what's 3 things the Misfit Nation can start doing tomorrow to be better humans? So that's the only real big difference between the shows is how we ask the 3 things question. That
3 things, dude, I'll tell you what, that stuck with me for like 4 or 5 days afterwards. I was like, I didn't answer that right. What are 3 things? That and just what a cool reminder, dude. That was that's definitely, we always tried to throw out a tackle tip or a fishing tip of some kind. What are 3 baits you can't do without?
Bologna, chicken.
Exactly. Corn, man. I'm telling you, you can catch all kinds of fish on corn. Not here in Colorado, because of course they don't let you do that here in Colorado.
Why would they?
Exactly. Eastern California, that's what I continue to call it. That's pretty much what we are out here. The Central's a couple states over, but we are definitely there. Well, awesome, man. Listen, I appreciate you cutting out time and introducing people to the Misfit Nation here. If there's stuff you want viewers to know about why they should tune in on these Sundays, what would be some good stuff to tell people about stuff they can expect to pick up on the podcast on one of those 3 nights?
On any of those 3 nights, you're going to hear stories of resilience, hear stories of grit, and you're also going to learn about mindset and a lot of different tools that you can use and put into your backpack, your rucksack, your tool bag, whatever you call it. You got to have stuff in there in order for you to work. And on every one of our shows, you're going to get something that fills it up. All you have to do is listen. Sometimes, yes, as adults, we don't listen very well, but let it soak in, listen, and then speak. And you'll hear a lot of great things on every one of our episodes.
That's awesome, man. And that's that at the end of the day, that's what we're looking for, right? Is finding that pathway through. That's always the deal, is that if one of these shows, if we can, give somebody a little bit of hope in there, or give them an idea, and let them know that, dude, grab the lifeline. It's out there. There's a lot of great shows, a lot of great resources where we are available out here. Hit us up on DM if you're connecting with us somewhere on that social media platform. Yeah, just reach out. We're here, and we know people that know people, right?
Yes. And if I don't have it, I'm going to call someone else, and you're going to have that answer soon. So you'll get it.
Dude, Staff Sergeant, U.S. Army Staff Sergeant, one of the first guys that I ever met that made me decide to get into this line of work and start operating in the veteran spaces, Staff Sergeant Justin Patterson. He told me, folks, earmuffs here, because this, I'm going to quote him exactly. He said, don't be one of those bucket motherfuckers. All right. He goes, you be a conduit. The bucket dudes just get stuff, info, resource, and it stays right with them. Yep. He goes, you be the conduit. Pass that information down the line. And dude, that stuck with me. And I made sure of that. Hey, yeah, we are going to make sure that, I am not the brightest bulb in the Christmas box. So it's good that I surround myself with dudes like you and other people that are way smarter than me. Mind you, I'm setting the bar pretty low there, but yeah, you want to connect like that. So that's super cool. Well, listen, brother, I can't thank you enough, man, for taking time out of your evening here. I know you got stuff coming up here, so sitting down with us and chopping it up and giving folks a chance to learn about the Misfit Nation right here on the Heroes Media Group. Folks, go smash the subscribe, the follow, watch them, tune in. You guys are also on all the major audio platforms, correct?
Yes, everywhere. If you just go to our website, themisfitnation.com, it's all on there.
Everything is right through there. Yeah. Perfect. All right, dude. Well, listen, man, thank you so much on this evening here for hanging out. We're going to go ahead and cut here, and I'll as soon as I wrap this bad boy up here, I'll catch up with you. But thank you, Rich. Appreciate you taking the time with us.
Thanks, brother. Have a good night.
You too. All right, folks, that's going to do it here for another episode of the Double S Podcast. Appreciate you tuning in here to this recorded episode, sitting down. Check them out on the Heroes Media Group Network is the Misfit Nation. Sunday nights, Tuesday nights, Thursday nights. This is one of the anchor shows on the entire HMG out there. These guys they're not only are they doing amazing work, but they also inspire and motivate other podcasts like ours to continue on and to get better each and every time out there. And it's when it's surrounded by great people like the Misfit Nation is, man. That's the reason for that success is not by happenstance. It's the people that are running that stuff. Go give it a listen, and you can thank me later. It makes a great stocking stuffer to hit that subscribe button. That's what I'm saying. You got your Christmas list. You can get some shopping done immediately there, folks. Next week after this airs will be our last live show of the year. And then we're going to take a little holiday break, so don't want to miss that. I'm not going to spoil it just yet and tell you what we're doing for that one, but there's definitely going to be some Christmas theme going on in there for sure. So tune in there. Check out all the shows on the Heroes Media Group. As always, folks, tight lines, be safe, and take care of each other.